Vermont. Happy to be here. I'll show you where I am at this trail. This is the West River, and as you can see, it's frozen, and there's actually snow. There hasn't been snow in a while, not a whole lot of snow. I'm just looking at the consistency. Very strange looking snow. I'm not an expert on snow, but I'm going to pretend to be one. Just looking with my eyes to see if it's different from regular snow. It seems soft. I'm going to be monitoring the situation, maybe a little slimy, or is that wet? I don't know. How's that for scientific? Beautiful scenery as well. So yeah, I wanted to talk about weather and this insane weather we're having. Mother Nature apparently has been acting crazy. I would submit it's not Mother Nature. It is man-made weather, or woman-made, or probably man-made, let's be honest here. And the reason you can tell is if you look up in the sky, and of course today you can't really tell, it's sort of patchy. This is the cloud cover here. But earlier I did see trails, and there were trails that didn't completely disappear and seemed to spread out over time. And this could be the residue from those trails earlier. This is not vapor trail. Vapor trail would disappear. It's sticking around. And there's been lots of evidence. If you go to Geoengineering Watch, Dane Wigington, he talks about how they have pictures of nozzles on the plains dispersing nanoparticulate. Basically, it's barium, strontium, graphene, aluminum, and they did this estimate with the University of Minnesota that, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but it was like 40 million pounds of nanoparticulate has been showered on the earth since I want to say the 40s. They did this study kind of extrapolating what they got in Minnesota. So all this on the ground, I just touched a bunch of nanoparticulate, and apparently I think there's hundreds or something on a single hair. Like if you had a hair, let's see if I can do this right. If you had a hair like this long, there's like hundreds or thousands of nanoparticulate on that piece of hair. And imagine all those hairs all over the place. And it's nano, so it's down to, I don't know if nano is less than micro, but it's down there. And so it's getting into everything. It's getting into the, so say, just for an example, the kids are eating the snow, right? Don't eat the yellow snow. Well, don't eat the snow at all. And that would be ingested. Also, it's in the air, so that would come through the lungs. And it's all over the place. And here I am walking in it, and I touched it. But of course, the food that was grown, it's been rained on for many years. And of course, the trees are, they're getting a fungus. I can't see it now, but it's like a blue tinted green fungus. And this I looked up. They're blaming it on the bark beetle, but there's widespread destruction of trees, and this fungus is everywhere. You just have to take time to look, like right there. This is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing. We're being poisoned from as far back as, I don't know. I don't even know how far back. The 40s, you could say the late 80s for sure, the 90s, you know, either way, you see these crisscross crazy patterns, you know, for these airplanes. You're like, well, what kind of route is that? If that's a commercial plane just flying along, how come it's crisscrossing the sky many times? That doesn't make sense. Why is there that pattern? Well, these are military, is what I've heard, military planes. But apparently the commercial planes also have something as well. Not a nozzle, but something in their fuel outtake, whatever they call that. So they're raining down things. This has been going on for a long time. They've been poisoning the water. There's lead. I mean, these are undeniable things that are happening. Your own government is attacking you with this weather. They can control the weather. They can stop a hurricane. They can stop a tornado. They have the ability, with their control of the jet stream, with their control, documented patents on all kinds of weather modification. There's tons of places you can go to find these patents. We've had these patents for a very long time. And who knows, it could be for a long, long time before that. This ability to control the weather. So yeah, beautiful woods here. I love this little valley canyon. These trees don't look as bad as I've seen on other hikes, but some of them, if you look closely, have sort of the mold, this green mold. And I looked at a tree once that maybe we'll find one that's alive again, way out here in the boonies, and beautiful scenery all around. Having trouble connecting. And here, just showing you the beauty that is here. Need more beauty in your life? Well, take the time to suck the joy out of each moment. Get in out of the moment. And to have that much awareness of what you're doing and maybe some bad habits that you need to curtail, it's a fantastic awareness. So yeah, beautiful day here in Vermont. The West River right over here, and that's Route 30. And just been talking about how we're being attacked, the California shore. Oh, I'm back live. I didn't know I wasn't live. Anyway, yeah, I was just talking about the fires. They call them wildfires now, not forest fires. That'll tell you something, a little bit about the language they're using. We're seeing devastated, bombed out neighborhoods that their houses have been disintegrated, cars melted, and just insane pictures. And yet they want us to believe that that's a forest fire. Oh, I'm sorry, now a wildfire with these crazy Santa Ana winds that they can control. They can control the wind. There's patents. You can find a bunch of patents on weather modification. If you're interested, I can put that in the description. But you can go to standtogetherhawaii.net or .org or one of those places, and you can find patents, or you can do a search for it. Lyndon B. Something about how if you can control the world. And at that point, they were controlling the weather in the 60s, before the 60s. So they want you to think that that's crazy, but it's the truth. Very much the truth. And I try to deal only with truth as much as possible. We're all imperfect, trying to be more and more perfect. And part of that, again, I keep breaking up. Very beautiful though. So yeah, it's your numerical lion here. Just doing a live stream along the river, enjoying the scenery. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Talking about weather modification, weather warfare. Is this real snow? What is in this? You know, take this to a lab and find out what's in here. What is in here? So yeah, this road goes all the way to another road, and then we can turn around and head back on this live stream. House up there. Of course, this is crazy talk. People don't want to go here. The weathermen don't want to talk about it for obvious reasons. They're hiding it. They're not admitting to it. They're doubling down. Because I think it's been said that there's a lot of liability they have. They've caused so much destruction and death over the years. These are criminals. These are criminals that are orchestrating that, and the people involved in this weather modification program, the pilots, the people in the know, really need to stop and think what you're doing to the population. You're poisoning the population with all kinds of nanoparticulate, and you're adding to the destruction of species, of trees, of the human race by this chemical spraying that has been going on for a very long time. Unfortunately, there is a lot of evidence to support this. I wish I was wrong, but if this is right, we need to do something. We need to come together, be aware of this issue. This is the number one issue. Forget this, Trump versus whoever or whatever. Forget the politics. Forget everything. This is the number one issue. This affects us all. Years ago, and I keep saying this because it's so poignant. Years ago, Monsanto came out with a seed that was resistant to aluminum, could grow in aluminum soil. So Monsanto knew what was going on. There's aluminum soil. Aluminum has been linked with mental issues, dementia, all kinds of stuff. It is toxic to the body. So is graphene. So is, it all is really. And it's almost like they're transmuting us into like bots, some sort of artificial being. Could be their goal to control us. And there are people who wouldn't take the shot, but maybe, people are full of nanoparticulate. Since we've been born, most of us, we've been breathing it in, we've been eating it, not knowing exactly what was going on. And if you look at all the suspicious weather events in the past, you'll know that you can't trust your government at all. People who do, they make me laugh. Like, why would the government do that? Like, why wouldn't they? They've been doing it for years. They've been experimenting on their own population for years and years and years. Why would they stop? There's countless reports about these experiments. The Tuskegee Airmen experiment. That's just one of many. They gassed the subway one time. The CIA, they've all done stuff that is just reprehensible, and they keep on doing it. Spraying for, remember that? For, what was it? The virus, the Nile River virus, or the Nile mosquito thing. West River Nile, whatever that thing was called. Spraying us just to get some bugs with these chemicals. They've been putting fluoride in the water for years, and finally even the FDA was like, there's too much fluoride in the water, and it leads to all kinds of problems. Too much fluoride, Here's something too. I think it was the 70s when gas became unleaded. Think about that. There was lead in the air for how many years? 50 years? 60 years of people burning gas, petroleum, and emitting the... Anyway, isn't that crazy? Lead. So we've been poisoned for a very long time, and people want to be like, wait, that's crazy. Oh, I'm losing my battery. I can't find it. I guess I'm still streaming. This is your numerical lion here. All right, I'm signing out. Thanks, everybody. Much love. I'm ending the stream.